People are no longer up here. People are down here now. You are up here. You come first. So even if you get a man, you get children, and this, that, and the third, you and God are here. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I don't know what the name of this channel is going to be, but I think I'm just going to start this channel because I don't know what's about to happen in the next couple of hours, in the next couple of days. Today is February 28th, 2025, and a lot is going on right now. There's a lot of talk about the moon and the stars and the planets aligning and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Listen, if the aliens is coming, they better come pick me up first. Okay? Bus ticket is ready. I'm ready to go. But if that's not the case, then I'm here, right? I'm here because I was chosen to do this thing called life. I've been doing life alone for the past umpteen years. I'm 38 years old right now, and I've been going through life with a whole bunch of no's anytime I ask for help. But this time I'm in dire need of help, but that's another story for another day. So welcome. My name is Danielle. I'm currently in Mexico. I am in Cancun right now. I've been out here for 2 months actually. My money ran out in January, but what can I say? God is good, okay? I've been okay, but right now I am at a crossroads where it's like, what is next, right? So I reached out to somebody that I think could help me, and that's my mother. So this channel is going to be talking about my mother wound. I did start another channel. I have a couple channels up, just dipping my toe to see where I fit. I am also a licensed practical nurse, and I thought I was going to be doing some stuff on that, but no, that chapter is kind of done, and I'll talk about that another day. But yeah, this channel is going to be talking about the mother wound, and just basically how it has affected my life, how I've gone through my healing journey, and my perspective on the mother wound at this time of my life, being 38 years old. Right now, like I said, it's February 28th, 2025. April is my birthday month, and I'll be turning 39, and yeah, so I have a mother wound, and if you have a mother wound, I want you to come in, chime in. Let's get this community popping. Let's get things moving. Let's get things growing. Let's get things accelerated, because if you are anything like me, the mother wound procrastinated you. The mother wound left you desolate. The mother wound left you promiscuous. The mother wound left you questioning, why me? The mother wound left you just trying to figure out life. And how I like to say it, you trying to go through life in the dark with no flashlight. Like, that's basically what it is like to have a mother wound. You don't have no guidance. There's nobody there for you, in the sense of, who can I cry to when a boy breaks my heart? Or who can I talk to when I have period cramps and my period is irregular? Who can I, confide in? Who can I go to that's not gonna judge me? Who got my back, right? And those are questions that I have went through all my life, and I finally got to a point where I'm just like, I'm content with confiding in God, right? Because that's what God wanted me to do eventually, just confide in Him, because I've been able to go through life pretty much unscathed, just having internal emotions of why this had to happen to me, right? And then I also got to this point where I'm like, well, if I didn't have a mother wound, where would I be? You know, what would life look like for me if I didn't have a mother wound, right? And that's just fully acceptance of having a mother wound in this day and age, right? So, yeah, so I am going to post this video when I know I am right there at that point where there's a transformation going on. I know there's a transformation going on now, but I know this transformation is solidified because I'm over the hump, if you understand what I'm saying. These past 3 years, I stopped eating meat and I stopped communicating with my mother. And thankfully, she's still alive if you were curious. She's still alive and she's still well, and I think I'll find out in April. And because I'm very persistent when it comes to certain things like this. Like, I'm about to get emotional about it, but you know, that's my mom, you know, and even though we didn't have a relationship like that, like, that's my mother. And I want to see her do well. That's always going to be my focal point when it comes to people. You know, I want to see them do well. I want to see people okay. I want to see people on the up and up, you know. Even if they do dirty and even if they don't treat you right the first time around, you know, I'm very persistent. Like, things don't have to be that way, right? I guess that's just because of who I am internally. Like, I want to see people happy. And I also believe in family. So, therefore, why don't I have family? Even though there's people living that I have once lived with in the past. So, I've been juggling that inside of my head, and it's something that I just come to terms with, that people, we just weren't ready to love. People didn't understand what love was, what love meant, what it meant to be in love. You know, people are dealing with their own traumas and drama. And once you get to a point of understanding all of that, it really doesn't bother you anymore. It really doesn't take you off track anymore. You're not a victim anymore to it, you know. When my mother abandoned me at 17 years old, I was hurt. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I was hurt, you know, and I was upset too. And I told her, I gave her a piece of my mind. I gave her a piece of my mind. And I just thought it was so stupid, you know, that you did that. But as I got older and I went through my own relationships and I dealt with men, and I recently got to see what it meant to become a mother, and a single mother at that. I recently got to see what that is all about, and it really did open my eyes to understand that my mother went through a lot. You know, she went through a lot just trying to hold her own. Just like me starting off telling you that I've been by myself my whole life, you know, and I can imagine her being by herself with people around her. Like, that had to, like, kill her slowly inside. So her abandoning me actually was for her to find fresh air somewhere. And as I understood that, it was like, okay, I get it. You know, my perspective on the whole mother wound thing really has changed. And I salute her, you know. Kudos to you, fam. You feel me? And we never really got to talk about what happened. But I just utilize my experiences and the things that I've seen her go through when I was younger to understand that, man, like, it was a lot. You were suffocating, literally. You were dying inside, literally. You know, you felt like you had nowhere to go, literally. And that, to me, now, and I don't mean now, like, I always valued my independence, my freedom, my, you know, not getting on people's nerves and stuff. Like, I always value that type of stuff. And to be in a situation where people is making you feel like you're getting on their nerves, or making people feeling like you you are, you're bothering them and stuff like that. Like, I I get it. I just get it. I totally understand it. And I I wouldn't wish this on anybody. The mother wound. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, because it's one of those things where it's like you you're really lost. You're really lost. You don't know who you are because your mother didn't teach you anything. If anything, like my mother, she didn't teach you how to love. She didn't teach you God. She didn't teach you how to embrace yourself. And that's the most important lesson that the mother wound is going to teach all of us, is to love ourselves. Whether you like it or love it, it's teaching you how to love yourself. Your body dysmorphia, because like me, I grew up, I'm big. I'm a big woman. I'm tall. I'm 6 feet tall. About 235 on a rainy day. And I'm a big woman. So I grew up big, and not a lot of people understood that. It's like, what type of monstrosity is this? I have PCOS. I have hirsutism all across my lower jawline. I got edge balding and stuff like that. I'm gonna work on this though. I'm going to work on this edgy. My hair, I'm gonna work on all of this stuff, because I've gotten to a point now where I'm just ready to just really pour, like pour into myself. I took this vacation because I just wanted to pour into myself, and I didn't even get a chance to really do that the way I wanted to do that. And I'm not even mad at it, because God answers blessings. God answers prayers, so I'm not even mad at it. You feel me? But this mother wound just is going to teach you how to just love yourself. And that's something that we had to learn the hard way, because our mothers weren't equipped to teach that lesson, because they were going through what they were going through. And it's sad to say, that's sad that it happened to you, me included. But if you're watching this video, you got through it. You got through it. You feel me? And it's even better if you don't have any children, to be honest with you. I was pregnant twice. The first time was an abortion. I repented. I'm sorry, God, about that one. I didn't know no better, I just understood that at that moment I didn't have nobody. And I still didn't have nobody, even at 30. In my 30s, I still didn't have nobody. And then I got pregnant at 28. And God revealed to me that this person is going to abandon me. So I was in the hospital by myself getting a D&C solo. And the person who got me pregnant the first time came and picked me up from the hospital the second time. So I'm kind of grateful for not having children and having a mother wound, because I would be repeating the cycle, because I didn't get a chance to heal. And that's what the mother wound is, a repeated cycle, because you didn't get a chance to heal. You didn't get a chance to get over your sorrow, the things that got you sorrowed inside. So now when you get a chance to heal your heart, guess what also heals? Your womb. Your womb gets to heal too. Your womb gets to understand forgiveness and unconditional love, because you don't want to pass that down to your child. I know I don't. I don't know about you, but I know I don't. This is why it's so important to heal. I'm talking to you like you're my sister. Because, that's another one that needs to heal. I do have a sister. And hopefully next month, in the next 2 months or whatever the case may be, I get to see her and communicate with her or something like that. I had to heal. I had to take time to heal. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that God allowed me to heal. You know, God has told me so many things leading up to this moment. So I'm a licensed practical nurse, and God has warned me, like, yeah, you're gonna that's gonna slow down, because I want you to know my word more, the Bible. And I don't know as much as I want to know, as I should know, but I am going to know pretty soon. The next time, next month or two, you're gonna hear me spitting scriptures like it's a rap song. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Be spitting scriptures. Proverbs 3:5 says, acknowledge me. Proverbs 3:5 says, acknowledge me in all you do. Yeah. This mother wound has really taught me a lot. Only because I've been asking for children. I don't think it would have hit me the way it hit me if I didn't ask for children. Asking for children, it has allowed me to see, like, if you want children, you gotta vet properly, my G. You gotta vet properly. Because God knows my heart. I'm not playing that shit. Excuse my language. I'm not playing that shit with anybody. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this correctly. You know, a lot of men are playing games with women's hearts. And I feel like that's what happened to my mom. Somebody was playing with her emotions. No, she just wanted to love. You know, a lot of men ridicule women for not coming equipped. But you gotta understand, we're not equipped because our preceptors didn't equip us. So therefore, we don't know certain things is important until we get into a situation. That's how you learn, right? That's how you understand to learn. And then you get these men that want you to come equipped, right? But you're not equipped, and you're willing to learn, and they're not willing to teach you anything. So it's just like, even pimps are teaching their hoes how to cook. So what happened to you, my man? Like, what's really up with you? Why you can't teach me something? You know what I'm saying? But the mother wound was to teach you how to do things. You know, learn how to balance a checkbook. Learn how to balance your budget. You know, I need to fix my finances. I ain't gonna hold you. I need to fix my finances, right? And God has been prepping me to be on camera for the past like 2 to 3 years. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I would be at work in the medication room. If you're a nurse, you know what I'm talking about. In the medication room, just trying to say things to the camera and looking back at him like, girl, what are you doing? I was making all these faces and all my eyes was rolling all over the place because I didn't learn social skills growing up. My mom didn't teach me anything, you know. And I keep saying my mom, but my dad was around. My dad was in the picture, and I feel like he was the person who was causing a lot of trauma and drama and problems and stuff like that for my mom as well. I'll get to that in another video, but yeah, you know, my mom, a lot of people don't understand, like, moms are very pivotal. You know what I mean? If moms don't know if they're coming and going, like, the foundation is a little rocky as well. You know what I mean? Dad could be standing on solid ground while mom is all the way up in the air. You know what I mean? They have to both be solid, and that's something that I've looked at. That's something that I looked at. That's something that I looked at throughout this journey, is just paying attention to my parents' relationship, and paying attention to their relationship has really opened my eyes. That's something that I'm going to talk about in another video. But if you're seeing this in March, best believe I had stepped in on solid ground, where I'm going to be starting this new chapter, where I healed. There's a lot of things that I've learned. I have notebooks upon notebooks about this journey, and I'm just so proud to be here, to be able to sit here and talk to y'all and say, like, I healed my mother wound, right? I healed my mother wound. I'm so grateful. Gosh, let's just bask in that for a second. To just be grateful. To change your perspective on something that once really bit you in the butt. To change your perspective because you grew, right? I don't have videos of me bad mouthing my mother because what would that do? That's gossiping, that's slander. She could sue me for stuff like that. But I never bad mouthed her. I never talked about her behind her back. Maybe to my sister. Not to other people, but to my sister. And I'm sorry for stuff like that because that's not in my nature. But I just really wanted to see a better dynamic between me and my mother. It's something that I've always prayed for, actually, because I always said to myself, and mark my word, because God hears prayers. I ain't gonna even lie. God hears prayers. I always said to myself from young, because I noticed the mother wound, and I didn't know I had a mother wound until 2023. I didn't know there was a word for it, but I always knew that the dynamic between me and my mother was kind of choppy. But I always said to myself that if I am to have children, I would want my parents to be in the same room with me if they're still alive and be there. You know what I mean? But I had to go through my own healing journey in order to be able to deal with them on the new level that I am on at this moment, because I want to welcome a child into greatness, into love, into care, into family environment. That's what I want to do. These birds are horrible. I'm gonna fix them though. And that's what I want to do. And that's something that I've always been praying to God for. So mark my word, today is February 28th, 2025. I have been healing for the past 3 years very intentionally because I've been asking God for children. I'm just proud of myself, and if you did the same thing, or if you're going through the same thing, or if you're at that brink where you understand like it's time to heal, let me tell you something, it's going to be ugly from the beginning, period, okay? And I'm going to get more into my journey on how I started my healing journey, just give some pointers as I went through this particular journey. But it's ugly. It's really ugly. You are shedding so much, so many thoughts and stuff like that, right? To get to this perspective, because it's a new perspective. It's a sad perspective. It's how could you, why would you, what made you do this, that, and the third too. I understand. And one scripture that has helped me, I'm gonna put it across here, right there. Proverbs 19:11. I will sing it from the rooftops, but I do not know it word for word, and it's pretty easy too. But it's basically saying that if you understand somebody, if you use your wisdom to understand somebody, you know what? Let me just pull it up on the phone. Pull it up on the phone. I can never recite it back. Good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. So if you understood why your mother did what she did and what happened and all that type of stuff, even if you don't get closure from your mom, even if your mom can't admit that what she did was wrong, take it upon yourself. Take accountability upon yourself to understand that is one hurt lady. That lady is hurt, okay? She is highly hurt, and she's going through it. You don't add more to it, okay? Just forgive her so that you can move on with your life. to walk into post-traumatic growth, where we accept our trauma and alchemize it, utilize it, transmute it into becoming the best versions of ourselves. That means we're vetting properly. That means we're treating ourselves 100% when it comes to other people. People are no longer up here. People are down here now. You are up here. You come first. So even if you get a man, you get children, and this, that, and the third, you and God are here all the time. Your family is second. But you and God all the time. Okay? That's the lesson I want you to learn from me today, as this is my first video, my new channel. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. But if you see the name, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to do big things, and I've always wanted to do big things, but I had to learn first. Yeah, I had to learn first. So, my name is Danielle. Welcome to my channel, where we talking about the mother wound over here. I don't see problems, I see solutions. And I want you to be great, because I am. Peace.